ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So last topic in this moving charges and magnetism. So let us discuss about solenoid and a toroid. So first we can discuss about solenoid. So what is the solenoid and what is the magnetic field associated with this solenoid? For example, if the solenoid of finite length and the solenoid of infinite length, how the magnetic field exists due to this solenoid, like this we can discuss about this now. So solenoid is nothing but, for example, this is the non-conducting material, it is the, let us say, an insulating wire is wound over this non-conducting material. Insulating wire is wound over this non-conducting material. So this one acts as the solenoid. Insulating wire means, so generally we are householding appliances, the wires, so copper is coated with rubber, that's wire, that is insulating wire. So the current passes only through this copper material only, outside not possible, there is no conduction of the current. So we can hold this wire, so that is, so that material around that copper is insulating material. So that is the situation. So this is non-conducting material, and an insulating wire is wound over the insulating wire is wound over the, so non-conducting material this arrangement acts as solenoid. So generally, so let us say the current passes through this one, let us say it is current passes. If the switch is closed here, then current passes through the solenoid, and this is nothing but just like that. What is the arrangement of this one is just like the spring. If you remove that non-conducting material, if only we can consider the wire, so the shape of this is like this, so this is the battery and this is the switch. This acts as a solenoid. Helical spring, the shape of this is, what is that shape? It is helical spring, just like that. So this arrangement acts as a solenoid. So solenoid means, so this is the current carrying conductor, like this. So current passes through these wires, So now all the centers must be coincides, along the same axis. So like this, all the centers of the spring, all the centers of the circular coil must be coincide. So this is nothing but the axis of the solenoid, So this is the arrangement of solenoid. So what is the solenoid means? A non-conducting material, it is the non-conducting material, an insulating wire is wound over the non-conducting material, so that acts as solenoid. So this is actually, if you remove this non-conducting material, if you consider only the wire, so that is this one. So next to here, so this is, or that's a situation here. It is one more thing is, so what is this? Number of turns. Let capital N be the total number of turns. Capital N be the total number of turns, and small n is number of turns per unit length. So small n is equals to capital N divided by L. So where L is length of solenoid, where L is the length of the solenoid. So total capital N is the total number of turns. How many number of turns the wire is wounded? So that is capital N is the total number of turns, and small n is the number of turns per unit length. Here small n is the number of turns per unit length. So nothing but capital N divided by total L. What is L here? Total length of the solenoid. L is the total length of the solenoid. Now, if the turns are very close to each other, so that means if the turns are very close to each other, that means, so let us say it is the non-conducting material and the wire is wound over this, that arrangement acts as the solenoid. If these turns are very close to each other, if the number of turns, that means the turns are very close, that means there is no gap between the turns. So that means the turns are very close to each other, then the magnetic field will be strong. Magnetic field will be strong. If the number of turns are far away from each other, there is weak magnetic field developed inside the solenoid. So that means so very tightly wound. The wire must be wound over the non-conducting material. The wire must be wound over the non-conducting material very tightly. So that means the turns are very, very close to each other. So that is the situation. Now one more thing is here, if the solenoid suspends freely, then freely suspended means, so this arrangement is suspended with the help of a string, non-conducting string, and it is the solenoid is suspended with the help of a string. Then if it is suspended freely, just like a bar magnet suspended, then just like that, if the solenoid suspends freely, then it aligned in north-south direction. When the switch is closed. When the switch is closed or current passes through the solenoid. Current passes through the solenoid. So for example, this arrangement is suspended freely. For example, if the switch is closed, then only current passes through the solenoid. If the current passes through the solenoid, definitely it must aligned in north-south direction, because certain amount of magnetic field must be developed inside the solenoid. Due to that magnetic field, the direction of the magnetic field, so this must be aligned in north-south direction. If the terminals of the battery is exchanged, and one more thing is here, if the terminals of the battery is exchanged, then what happens? The solenoid rotates through an angle 180 degrees. So that means it aligned in opposite direction. If the terminals of the battery is interchanged, then the solenoid rotates through an angle 180 degrees. So that means from this position, if it is positive terminal, negative terminal, then it is north south direction. Let us say if the terminals are exchanged or the terminals are interchanged, then it rotates to an angle 180 degrees. So that means, simply saying, the freely suspended solenoid is acts as a bar magnet. This is the concept of generally solenoid and what is the bearing. Now we can discuss about what is the magnetic field associated with the solenoid. See here, this is the basic things about this solenoid. So finally, the freely suspended solenoid acts as a bar magnet. That is the point you have to remember. This. Next. Next, magnetic field due to the solenoid. Magnetic field due to the solenoid. Let us say first we can discuss about finite length. Magnetic field due to the solenoid of finite length. What is the magnetic field associated with the solenoid of finite length? So how can we calculate this? See here. So here, for example, this is the non-conducting material of finite length. So the turns are like this. So insulating wire is wounded over this like this. So that means this is the direction of the current. So here it is inwards and here it is outwards. That means, see here, if it is considered as this one, this is inwards and this is outwards. Here the current is travelling inwards and below it is outwards. See here, this is the coil. There is no coil here, nothing will be there. Okay. Let us see. So this is the coil here. So this is the coil. See very clearly. This is the coil. So these coils, number of coils are turned like this. This acts as a number of coils placed side by side, that acts as solenoid. So that means these are the coils. Here the current is travelling like this. On the top position the current is, let us say, inwards, and the bottom position the current is outwards. Let us say otherwise, on the top position the current is acting outwards and the bottom position the current is acting inwards. So that is the concept actually. Here the current is passing in the circular coil. Here the top position the current is, let us say, outwards. At the bottom position the current is acting inwards. So let us say this is the direction of the current passes. So now based on that we can do that. What we can consider here it is. So this is considered as like this. It's a combination of number of turns. So let us say it is the finite length of the solenoid. Let us say it is the finite length of the solenoid. So upper uppercase and it is the lowercase. Uppercase and lowercase, let us say it is. Like this. So what we are considering? Uppercase, the direction of the current is outwards. So let us say the turns are like this. Uppercase, the direction of the current is outwards in the coil. So because the coils are like this, the turns are like this, 3 dimension turns are like this, we have to assume in 3 dimension. So let us say this is outwards. In the uppercase, the current is acting outwards. In the lower case, the current is acting inwards, the direction of the current is inwards. Like this. This is the direction of the current at the bottom position. So here the current is outwards and here the current is downwards, and this is the acts as the solenoid of finite length. And it is nothing but it is having total number of turns here. This is one turn and this is another turn, like this. All these are the turns. All these are the turns. So now here the current is outwards. Here the current is outwards. What is the direction of the magnetic field according to this? What is the direction of the thumb indicates the direction of the current, curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So the direction of the magnetic field is like this here. This is the direction of the magnet. Outside the magnets, outside the solenoid, the direction of the magnetic field is this one. But inside the solenoid, what is the direction of the magnetic field? This is the direction. And due to this one also, that means these magnetic fields never intersects. These magnetic field does not intersect. So like this. And due to this also, the direction of the magnetic fields are like this. This exists like this. So these magnetic fields does not intersect. So for our convenience, just I am writing somewhat large manner. So this is the direction of the thumb and curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. Here the direction of the magnetic field like this, and here the direction of the magnetic field. That means inside the solenoid, this is the direction of the magnetic field. And according to all these, the direction of the magnetic field is inwards like this. This is the direction. But according to this, see here, this is the direction of the current here. Thumb indicates the direction of the current here. Thumb indicates the direction of the current. What is the direction of the current here? Inwards. And the curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So like this. So inside, here also like this, the direction is like this, here like this. Inside the solenoid, the direction of the magnetic field, curling of the fingers, this is the direction. This is the direction. So but outside, this one like this. And here also, this is the direction. Here also, so that means inside the direction of the magnetic field like this at the center line, let us say, and different cases the direction of magnetic field will be like this. So it's not uniform in case of finite length. In case of finite length of the solenoid, the magnetic field is not uniform. The magnetic field is not uniform. See here, this is the situation. See, the simple thing. Actually, current carrying like this, here the current is outwards and here the current is inwards. Here coming out and moving inwards. So this curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the current and the thumb indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So the direction of the magnetic field is this one only. See here, outward, here the curling of the finger is outwards and here curling of the finger is inwards. Then this thumb indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So this is the direction of the magnetic field inside the solenoid. If the current direction is reversed, so it is outwards and it is inwards, then the direction of the current like this. The direction of the magnetic field, thumb indicates like this. So if the direction of the current is reversed, the direction of the magnetic field is also reversed. So apart from that, Here what we are considering, the direction of the current is outwards. So this is the direction of the magnetic field here. Here the direction of the current is inwards. This is the direction of the magnetic field. If we consider this case also, if we consider in this situation also, the direction of the magnetic field is in this direction only. But in case of finite length, the magnetic field is not uniform. In case of finite length, the magnetic field is not uniform. So it may be deviates like this, different situations. Now, for now we can calculate what is the magnitude of the magnetic field due to the finite length. What is the magnitude of the magnetic field due to finite length? That's we have to calculate now. So, see here, again I am considering the finite length. So like this. So let us say this is the center portion. So here the current is outwards, let us assume. Here the current is inwards, like this. Here outward current, here is the inward current. Now we have to calculate the magnitude of the magnetic field due to this finite length of the solenoid. I am not considering at center. Let us say this is the point P. At point P we have to calculate. So for that purpose, I am considering the small thickness dx here. Small thickness dx. I am considering the small thickness dx. Total length of the solenoid is L. In that length, I am considering the small thickness dx. So just here it subtends an angle theta here. So let us say this is the radius of the solenoid, r is the radius of the solenoid, and the point P is at a distance x from this circular cross section, and the point P is at a distance x from this small thickness dx. Small thickness is, this is the total length, but in this small thickness there is circular turns. Here solenoid, in the sense it is the completely combination of number of circular turns here, circular turns. So here it is also, in this small thickness dx also we are having certain amount of turns here, some circular turns. Now let I be the current passing through, I be the current passing through each turn, I be the current passes through the each turn, and what is small n be the number of turns per unit length. I be the, let us say here this is first turn, let us say from here to here. So this is the circular turn, here the current is passing outwards and passing inwards, this is I, and in this turn the current is also I, in this turn the current is also I. So that means I be the current passes through the each turn, and each and every turn let I be the current passes, and small n be the number of turns per unit length, number of turns per unit length. So let us say in the thickness dx the number of turns will be that is equals to small n into dx. So small n is the number of turns per unit length. Per 1 meter, let us say number of turns is n. For dx meters, what is the number of turns? N into dx. Here what we are calculating, small n is equals to capital N divided by L. So, let us say L is 100 meters and small n is equals to n by 100, n by 100. So, this is the number of turns per unit length, unit length. So, what is the length I am considering here? Dx. What is the length I am considering here? Dx. So, in the dx length, number of turns is n into dx. So, let us say in this number of turns in the length of, let us say 5 meters, 20. So, n is equals to n by 20. So, that is n into dx. So, like that. So, n be the number of turns per unit length in the, then in the thickness of dx, in the thickness of dx, how many number of turns will be? So, that is small n into dx here, small n into dx. Then what is the current passes through this number of turns? What is the current passing through? Current passing through the number of turns, n dx is. So, I dash is equals to n dx into I. So, current passes through the each turn is I, current passes through the each turn is I. So, but how many turns we have here? N into dx. So, next, that is current passes through the number of turns is I dash is equals to n dx into I, that is the current passes through the total number of turns n dx, current passes through the total turns n dx. So, this is the situation. So, clarity here to this. So, now we have to calculate the magnetic field due to this small portion, magnetic field due to this small portion. So, this dx, in this dx length there are number of turns, circular rings we have. So, that means circular rings and that small n number of turns, these are the number of circular rings we have. So, that is so these are the number of circular rings in the dx. So, these are the rings in the small length dx, this is the number of turns we have, n into dx. So, turns means these acts as the circles, these acts as the circle, that is number of turns, that is. Now, we know magnetic field due to circular coil, magnetic field due to circular coil on axial point at a distance x. This is the circular coil, axial point at a distance x. So, what is the magnetic field due to that circular coil at a point at a distance x? So, that is we calculated already, that is mu naught I 2 pi r square divided by 4 pi into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Mu naught I 2 pi r square divided by 4 pi into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2, that is the situation. To cancel, then because this can be written as mu naught I r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. This is the magnetic field due to the circular coil at a distance x from the center, at a distance x, that is called axial point. So, in the same way, here also we have certain turns, number of turns in the small length dx is n dx. Due to these also acts as the circular coils, these turns are also acts as the circular coils. Then magnetic field due to circular coil at a distance at a point P, at a point P in the diagram, that is dB is equals to mu naught I dash r square by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. So here the current is I dash. dB is equals to mu naught I dash r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Mu naught I dash r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. This is the small magnetic field due to this small turns, small number of turns. This is the situation. Now, what is the value of I dash here? So, from this dB is equals to mu naught into what is I dash? N dx into I r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. What is the current passes through this small portion? Small portion having number of turns n dx. Small portion having number of turns n dx is I dash. So, that is the current passes through that I dash. I dash is nothing but n dx I into r square by 2 into r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. So, this is the situation. Now, how can you calculate the magnetic field now? This is a total magnetic field. So, for that, see, remember this formula. For that case, now from diagram, tan theta can be written as, so tan theta is equals to opposite side by adjacent side, r by x. So, from this x is equals to r by tan theta. So, that is equals to r cot theta, x equals to r cot theta. Differentiating on both sides. So, dx is equals to r into differentiation of cot theta is minus cosecant square theta d theta. Differentiation of cot theta is minus cosecant square theta d theta. So, just substitute the value of dx in the above equation. So, x value and r value, from this we can write r is equals x equals to r cot theta we can write. So, substitute this value in this equation. So, now dB is equals to mu naught n dx value. What is the value of dx? Minus r cosecant square theta d theta into r square into I also we have I r square divided by, just we are substituting the value of dx minus r cosecant square theta d theta divided by 2 into what is the value of r square plus x value is how much? R cot theta, that is r square cot square theta, sorry, r square cot square theta into whole power 3 by 2, r square cot square theta whole power 3 by 2. So, that is equals to, we can write mu naught Ni by 2 into mu naught Ni by 2 into, so it is minus, let us say minus r cube cosecant square theta divided by r into r square, r cube cosecant square theta divided by r square plus r square common, 1 plus cot square theta, here let us say r square common, 1 plus cot square theta whole power 3 by 2, that is equals to minus mu naught Ni by 2 into r cube cosecant square theta divided by r cube r square whole power 3 by 2, r cube 1 plus cot square theta cosecant square theta. So, that is cosec cube theta, 1 plus cot square cosecant square by 2 cancel, cosecant cube theta. So, from this r cube cancel into d theta, here we have, sorry, d theta. So, that is equals to minus mu naught Ni by 2 into cosecant square theta divided by cosecant cube theta, 1 by cosec theta into d theta. So that is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 1 by cosec theta sin theta d theta. Sin theta d theta. Now, so this is the final dB we have. Small magnetic field due to this small portion. So here the theta value varies from what position? From extreme ends. Let us say this is one position and this is one position. Let us say this angle is considered as theta 1 and this angle is considered as theta 2. This angle is considered as theta 1 and this considered as theta 2. So that means extreme ends, we have to calculate the magnetic field between these two ends, entire solenoid, magnetic field due to the entire solenoid we have to calculate. So here the angle theta varies from this point onwards to draw the extreme ends. So draw the line to the extreme end, this makes an angle theta 1, here this makes an angle theta 2, let us say. So this is theta 1 and this is, angles must be measured in anti-clockwise direction. Angles must be measured in anti-clockwise direction, then only angles are positive. So see here. So total magnetic field, now we can calculate total magnetic field B. So total magnetic field B is equals to integral of dB between the angles theta 1 and theta 2, or between the angles theta 2 and theta 1, any one we can write. So from this magnetic field B is equals to integral of minus mu naught Ni by 2 minus mu naught Ni by 2 sin theta d theta in between the limits theta 1 and theta 2. So B is equals to minus mu naught Ni by 2. So integral of sin theta d theta, how much? Integral of sin theta d theta minus cos theta in between the limits theta 1 and theta 2. So from this B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 minus of minus plus cos theta in between the limits theta 1 and theta 2. So B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So this is the magnetic field. So this is the magnetic field associated at the center at the point P due to this total solenoid, at the magnetic field due to this total solenoid inside this. So mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So for example, here if the angle made with vertical is given, here we are considering angle with horizontals, theta 1 and theta 2 are the angle with horizontal. So for example, here angle with vertical is mentioned, then here we can write sin theta plus, so sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Angle with vertical is mentioned. So theta 1 and theta 2 are the here, theta 1 and theta 2 are angle measured with the horizontal. Angle measured with horizontal. If angles measured with vertical, then magnetic field can be written as mu naught Ni by 2 sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So remember that. Here theta 1 and theta 2 are the angles measured with the horizontal. If the angle measured with vertical, then the formula becomes, so here this is the horizontal, theta 1 and theta 2 are the horizontal, angles measured with the horizontal. So this is sin theta 1, cos theta 1 and cos theta 2 here we got. If the same angles measured with vertical, cos of one is 90 minus theta, another one is 90 plus theta. So that is sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So here the small angle is 90 minus theta 1, here it is 90 plus theta 2, cos of 90 plus theta minus sin theta, like that. B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 sin theta 1 plus sin theta. When this angles measured with vertical. So this is the magnetic field due to the solenoid of the finite length, magnetic field due to the solenoid of finite length. So like this is the formula, and very important generally. For example, here if the angles measured is like this, so let us say center, it's a point P, this is extreme and this extreme end. If this angle is given as 60 and if this angle is given as 30, how can you calculate the magnetic field? Angles measured with horizontal. Here theta 60 and 30 are the angles measured with horizontal. How can you calculate the magnetic field here? How can we calculate the magnetic field? See here, B is equals to general formula mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So that is mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 2. Theta 2 must be measured from this position. This is the total angle. So this total angle, this is mentioned as 30 and remaining angle is 150. So cos 150 minus this angle is given as 60, cos 60, cos 150 minus cos 60. So that is equals to mu naught Ni by 2 cos 150, cos of 180 minus 60 minus cos 60. So that is mu naught Ni by 2 into cos 180 minus 60 is 180 second quadrant, cos negative, minus cos 60, and it is 180 minus 30, 150 is cos 30 minus cos 60. So that is mu naught Ni by 2. So cos 30 is minus root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, like this. This is the magnetic field. So why we got negative means we have to consider opposite to the direction of the current. That's why we got the negative magnetic field like that. So this is the situation to calculate the magnetic field due to the solenoid of finite length.